Hey there, Truth Seeker. Welcome to our channel and community where we discuss 13 sign astrology. Our focus today is the Cancer full moon occurring Friday, January 26, 2024 at 6:54 a.m. New Zealand Daylight Time. For our friends and followers in the United States, this equates to 12:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 25. We will spotlight and interpret the Moon, Vulcanus and the Sun, Pluto conjunctions and the T-square of all four to Jupiter in Aries. There's a lot going on, so let's jump in. Part 1, Introduction. My name is David Keratin. My twin flame Sana and I will both narrate this fascinating reading. Before we go further, to help align with your divine design, we encourage you to acquire a personalized 13-sign natal chart. To do so, click the link in the About section at the foot of the page, where you will also find our socials. We look forward to hearing from you. Part 2, Full Moon Conjunction with Vulcanus. Anytime there's a full moon, tension exists between the feminine and the masculine archetypes. Typically, this is a time of revelation and realization. Halfway through the current 28-day lunar cycle, we have reached the way station, where plans and projects that began 2 weeks ago should be reviewed. Our heightened intuition helps us to assess and evaluate. With the moon visiting her home base of Cancer, there tends to be an amplification of our emotions, instincts and soul memories. This is because the veils are thin between the dream world and our concrete, logical and linear mind. In terms of the alchemical process, Cancer is where our energies dissolve, where we first return to the womb of creation. We repeat this dissolution and emergence cycle in Scorpio and then again in Pisces. When you consider where Cancer falls as the fourth sign in the journey of the soul, before getting to this point, we have experienced the action orientation of Aries, the grounding of Taurus, and the mental machinery of Gemini. Now, for a few days, it is time to dissolve all of that in the primordial waters so we can regenerate before continuing. As archetype, we describe the moon as the repository of past life experiences. Therefore, it's common with a Cancer moon to become super aware that we are spirit, having a profound physical experience. We may activate latent extrasensory perception or experience some emotional awakening. A Cancer full moon is a perfect time for past life regression, dream walking, tapping, guided meditations and emotional release therapy. In Cancer, we wash and purify. We can also regenerate our mind, body and soul. With that said, the conjunction with Vulcanus is tricky. Vulcanus is the archetype of trapped emotions, family dysfunction and mother-son alienation. For many, the myths and moral of his story are confronting and uncomfortable. Within the collective consciousness, there are many distortions. One of them is the Vulcanus schism that occurs when a mother and son fall out. This can produce passive-aggressive tendencies in both parties, emasculation within the male psyche, a distorted view of family dynamics, and emotional retardation. Of course, not all mothers have sons, and not all of these relationships are troublesome. But for those who have experienced this type of trauma or dynamic in their current incarnation, or for those with mother-son soul wounds bleeding through the planes of existence from past life issues in this area, the few days of this full moon energetically could be quite difficult. Because of the way our ego mind tends to block out negative experiences, deep, unspecific emotions may surface relating to dysfunction within the mother-son relationship. These could manifest as dark dreams or emotional blockages. Vulcanus in Cancer is the metaphorical underwater explosion. His role in the astrological mosaic is to remind us that buried memories eventually erupt, leading to messy consequences. Yet, as much as this pains us, it is also an opening to reconciliation and release.
Thank you, David. Part 3. Sun conjunction with Pluto. We love working with the Pluto archetype. In her lays the pathway for the expansion of consciousness. We transmute negative frequencies, we transform situations, and we transcend beliefs. Pluto is associated with enormous power, mystery, and the unknown. The correlation to death and destruction links back to the Hindu interpretation of Shiva and her role as one of the three deities in the cycles of life. The metaphorical deep space or deep sea are Pluto's playground. As the guardian of Scorpio, Pluto oversees the alchemical process of separation. By this we mean filtration, purification, and rectification. Pluto represents the process of deconstructing experiences to retrieve the basic essence found within, pure essence. In the Old French, separate means to pull apart, to make ready, and to prepare. Similarly, rectification means to remedy, to heal, or improve. The action of identifying what is erroneous, out of alignment, and distorted in our mind, body, or soul involves Pluto and the Cancer moon. In the context of what's happening here, Pluto conjunct the Sun offers a pathway out of any overwhelming emotions, deep trauma, or family dysfunction that may surface at this time. Pluto involves transmutation, transformation, and transcendence of any negative vibration. Part 4. Sun-Moon T-square to Jupiter. Jupiter in Aries is expansive, assertive, and unstoppable, while a T-square in astrology is a serious call to action. If you picture a triangle shape, Jupiter sits at the apex of the opposition between the Sun-Pluto conjunction on one side and the Moon-Vulcanus combination on the other, illustrated on the screen. This specific T-square is intense. We talked earlier about the propensity for Vulcanus to explode, the thin veils between our past and present with the Moon in her home sign, the potential for heightened psychic and emotional energies combined with the disruptive power of Pluto. All in, this could lead to frazzled nerves, meltdowns, and major drama for a few days as unresolved issues rear up. Jupiter in Aries would be akin to throwing petrol on an already raging fire for those unawake and unaware of what's brewing. Because Pluto is now in Capricorn, pressure that's been building in self-serving governance structures and the dark world of finance could spill over at both a collective and an individual level. Part 5. Summary. As we conclude, let us reflect. At the best of times, a full moon can bring tension. Stories and narratives about dogs howling and folks losing their minds are well known. Add to that Vulcanus, the moon in her home sign, the Sun conjunct Pluto, and a T-square to Jupiter in Aries. This is a volatile mix of energies, frequencies, and vibrations. We describe the moon as the doorway to past lives and the repository of soul memories, where many trapped emotions and unconscious traumas reside. In a positive sense, for a few days either side of this full moon, a window may open, allowing us to purge painful memories and traverse the planes of existence. For those ready and willing to perceive, an opportunity to transmute negativity, transform a difficult situation, and transcend self-limiting beliefs will be present. Whatever happens, Jupiter in Aries will amplify and expand. So it's up to you. For some, there will be meltdowns, drama, and dysfunction. For others, release, propulsion, and progression. Thank you for listening. We look forward to your comments. To support our work, you can donate or contribute via the Buy Us a Coffee link below. In the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe. You may also find us on Telegram or Facebook at David Carrington. Namaste. This has been a production of Star Kittens Media. All rights are reserved.